Hello. Now I'm not sure if this setup is really working for any of you guys. See, I just put, if you can see that shadow, that's my hand right there. I just put a lamp sort of as far behind me as I possibly could, which is more like right next to me. And, yeah, the whole situation with the, all the stuff behind me, it hasn't really improved. I've tried moving it to the side, just to be able to make space for me to be able to sit and not have to balance this thing in my lap. But it's still kind of wobbly, you know, just, oh well, we're just gonna have to work through that. But, yeah, and hopefully you can hear me through the sound of the fan, and through me transforming the size comparison. And, yeah, I suppose we can just about get started, and not have to, delay anymore. Alright. So, what we are going to transform... Oh, I forgot. There's not a lot of battery left. I'm going to have to probably try and do this quick. But... There we go. This is RID 2015 Legion Class Optimus Prime. Now, the reason why I've been reviewing all these little Legion classes is because these are some of the figures that I've just sort of been putting off to the side and being like, I don't know if I should review these. These are like little baby things. And I'd recently bought these as well. I was hoping that they would be in a decent scale, and this proves that they are not, other than Sideswipe, of course. But this is just piddly and dinky, and just, this doesn't really belong in the Legion. I mean, it technically does, but it scales horribly. I'd want to get something bigger, but I highly doubt that a company's actually gonna upscale this to the point where it'll actually sit nicely with the other Legion class figures, because who would actually pay attention to that? Fun fact, only me. Only me. But as a size comparison, who I was just transforming, Legion class, or I don't know, Legends class? The Optimus Prime that you get nowadays in a Dollar General or in a pound shop, I don't know. One of these guys. So yeah, a bit longer, but definitely thinner and less substantial. I mean, as a truck, he really doesn't look bad. I did add a little bit of paint. This is a gun that I took from a Lego that looks a little bit, kind of reminds me of the G1 gun, mostly for the back part here, because usually that bit like folds out, and I don't know, stuff like that. I added paint, a bit of baby blue, a bit of silver, blue around the rims, a bit of silver there, and what would end up becoming his chest, somewhere. I don't know. You'll see it later. But yeah, he doesn't look bad. I just wish he were upscaled a bit to at least be able to fit in with the others, because I don't know, he just looks really small and dinky compared to the rest. Very odd stuff. But oh well, the transformation is pretty simple for this guy, especially because there's really no articulation in the limbs, and you can kind of tell how everything works out. Oops, sorry. So I believe we can just start with pulling out the arms. There we go. And at least on mine, they kind of separate a little bit easily. It's not really anything to do with the mold, though. I'm pretty sure that that just easily happens in general. But yeah, this section right here, invisible head syndrome, this section right here, you fold down at least as far as it'll go, which is about that far. There you go. Separate the legs. There we go. They peg in a little tightly. Added a bit of silver there to the vents. Black for the knees. And then, let's see, pop out the arms. Let me see here. Oh. Did I mention this is the Combiner Force reissue? So, not terribly surprising. Alright. I won't be able to do any sort of head reveal because you can already see it, but you swing this around and then you sort of, here is what is interesting. So, you fold all this up on that same hinge, actually, after you fold up the cab section. So you fold all this up, there we go, and then, after he's done T-posing right here. There we go. Straighten those out. You have the head hook onto that little section right there. So if you can see that. There we go. And there he is. There's Optimus Prime. Bring that down even lower, because he's that short. And, yeah, I mean, he looks pretty good. Again, I don't, that's not a bad mold. It's just that he's too small. He's way too small. Maybe I should have brought another, one of the RID figures, the Legion class figures, as a comparison, but I did not, and I kind of don't want to go all the way over to the shelf to bring one out. So I'm just going to use Optimus Prime again. And see, he's even shorter than this guy. And this guy only costs around, what, $3 or $4 American dollars? So oddly enough, he is slightly more expensive and slightly less substantial. I added a bit of the silver for the abdominal section and inside the arms. And I tried to eliminate that code there, because it's defunct now. So yeah, I don't know, not the best. I wish he were maybe like this tall. If you were like maybe that tall, that would probably work. I'm trying to find one of those what are those things called? Those 2-packs where they have like, oh, Optimus Prime versus like a little mini-con villain thing, where they have the armor and where they have decent articulation, and they're basically like slightly, they're like bigger legends. They're in between a legend or a legion and a Voyager or Deluxe. And I think that would be a good fit. Him and Grimlock. Especially him, though. Sheesh. He's really, really short. Oh well, may as well go over the articulation. Because of the transformation, he does have a bit of an ab crunch, which, I mean, I don't know how useful that would be, but that's pretty nice. The arms, they can sort of go around. There's a ball joint here, so they can more or less have the arms go around, and the arms can go out, and they can swing all the way around. They have a full 360, but that's it, really. There's no bend, no nothing. Now the legs, just bring those out. I mean, close to a full split. That's not bad. And then back and forth. Again, not bad. But unfortunately, again, there is no bend at the knee. So unlike a lot of the Legion class figures, which at least have a bend at the knee, this one doesn't. And I guess I can see why. I mean, see, Legion class figures, at least for this line, if a piece of articulation is not absolutely required for transformation, that was a dog. If a piece of articulation is not required for transformation, it's not going to be there at all. So unfortunately, he doesn't actually need any bends in the knees or in the arms to transform. So it's not going to be there, and it's not. Just a bit of blue for the chest. So yeah, rather disappointing. I would be at least okay with it if it were bigger again. So yeah, maybe one of those 2-pack things is what I need. But for now, this guy's all I can really find. He's not bad. I mean, he's a nice little pocket toy, and he does definitely look like Prime. But that's really not enough. Oh well. So this was RID 2015 Legion class Optimus Prime.